Travis Wingate. So it appears, as I uploaded the video this morning, that there was an interest in the 116 pages, and so we'll continue with that. My terrorist had reemerged, a little humbled, but still reserved, still pissed off at me. He obviously heard my video and still has not confronted me face to face, knowing where I live. Can't get off work. Or did YouTube's exposure as white supremacist cause a shutdown at this door, locking you in, controlling, watching you? They didn't do a very good job because of your identity today, which was actually yesterday. But he did not listen to the video. That's what he does. He purposely cannot comprehend English, or he purposely does not comprehend English. Because I went over with you guys in that video how to do the research. Get separate sheets of paper for each individual character that's involved, each and every single date that's involved, each and every single place that's involved, each and every single event that occurs, so that you can cross-reference to everyone involved. This guy did not listen. He did not check himself. He referred to the Joseph Smith papers, good for you, in which Emma's father, Isaac Hale, sold Joseph his home there in Susquehanna River. And it says Harmony. It was 6th of April, wait for it, 29. If he had properly listened to me and placed those in those separate categories, as I said, he would not have made such a comment with his little abusive comments thrown in with it. And so, the 116 pages involve Harmony, Pennsylvania, because then all hell breaks loose. 116 pages are lost. There has to be a rewrite. Thus, the key for Harmony is involved here. Right before he gets the plates in September 1827, in verse 57 of the Church History 1838 version, during the time that I was thus employed, working for Mr. Josiah Stoll, he was looking for silver in the mines, and he was unsuccessful. So no silver, no money for his employment. I was put to board with Mr. Isaac Hale of that place. It was there I first saw my love, my endless love. My wife, his daughter, Emma Hale. On the 18th of January, 1827, we were married. They eloped It wasn't an actual marriage. He had to run away because Mr. Hale was not happy. And yet he's still employed in the service of Mr. Stoll, owing to my continuing to assert that I had seen a vision. Right, you're imposing the 1820 version, of which the historical Jesus appears to you and says that the historical Jesus is an abomination in your sight. That first vision, persecution still followed me and my wife's father's family. Really? So, oh, wait a minute. Put a comma where there shouldn't have been a comma, where there isn't a comma. And my wife's father's family were very much opposed to our being married. Okay. Saved myself from going down that wrong path of darkness. This is why it's important to get everything in its proper place. I was therefore under the necessity of taking her elsewhere, so we went and were married at the house of Squire Tarbill in South Bainbridge, Chenango County, New York. And if you look on Google Maps, you would find that it's pretty much north-ish of Susquehanna River. Okay? Now, what is not mentioned here is that on the 20th of March, 1826, while working as a money digger, unsuccessfully, he was arrested. The nephew of Josiah Stoll charged him with fraud, using rocks in a hat to tell Josiah Stoll where to dig. And of course, they were unsuccessful. So the nephew took it upon himself to sue Joseph Smith. And so that document is still in existence. It's all over the internet. And $2.68 was the misdemeanor fine for being a glass looker. Crystal ball. And so that piece needs to be fit into these equations. And it was South Bainbridge Court where he was sued. And that's where he ended up going to get married? I guess he knew the judge. Or the squire. I don't remember if the judge was listed. Should have been. But these are the kinds of things that you check. Immediately after my marriage, I quit my job. Weren't getting paid anyway. Went to my father's. And farmed with him that season. And that's why he was able to be there in September 1827. He's at the farm. And 22nd day of September. I guess the plates. about my father's family and about myself. I was there if I were to relate 1,000 part of the persecution, however, became so intolerable that I was under the necessity of leaving Manchester. This is May 1838. That's when he was writing this. And so, where's the... Yeah, he leaves it out, doesn't he? Yeah. Because he gets them in September 1827, goes to the place, and endeavors to preserve them. I should be cut off if I try to get money for them and don't protect them. I soon found out the reason why I had received such strict charges to keep them safe, and why it was that the messenger had said that when I had done what was required at my hand, he would call for them, for no sooner. Strenuous exertions were used to get them from me. Well, that's interesting, because the plates don't exist. Sidney Rigdon is the major author, and I did the video yesterday, of which we're doing this. Was it yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? And then the guy commented yesterday. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I skipped yesterday's videos, didn't I? And so he leaves the farm. Now, he doesn't say when, because if you're unfamiliar with what happened in 1820, at the end of September 1827 into 1828, or 26, sorry. Yeah. You would understand what's being talked about here. Because Canandaigua, New York is the keystone of church history, as I keep repeating over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You have Joseph Smith Sr., who's the Master Mason of the York Rites Lodge. You have William Morgan, who's getting arrested over and over again, unable to complete his book to warn America about a threat to America. He's in Canandaigua writing his book because he's getting arrested in Canandaigua. So if the not Bainbridge, it's another B. Batavian. The Batavian Press, which again, you're checking Google Maps, right? You're checking where all these places are, putting them in your little note section. See, he had a home there, but he's in Canandaigua writing the book, where Joseph Smith Sr. is the Master Mason. The book that was published under William Morgan's name, which was not William Morgan's book, because he didn't finish it, because he was getting arrested over and over, was the role of a Master Mason. They left a clue. And so, all during 1827, where Joseph is over in Harmony, there is the anti-Mason movement. And it's a pretty big deal. It caused a huge scare in America that resulted in the people rising up and burning down Masonic lodges. So yeah, according to Heber C. Kimball, he said he isn't able to prove that he was approved for the advancement in rank because it got burned down. Nope, we have the records. There is no record of you. You lied to us, Heber. You also withheld the information that it was Joseph Smith Sr., the Master Mason of that lodge, who you petitioned to, or whom you petitioned to. Now, that's another story. But it all helps confirm the historical correctness. And so, Joseph Smith going to the farm, to work on the farm, is because Senior is no longer a Master Mason. He sort of lost his job with the burning down of the Canandaigua Lodge in 1827. So there's some backstory here for you. So yes, Joseph Smith is telling truth in his history. He's just leaving a lot of key details out. And so then we get to where he claims that because of this persecution to obtain the book, everybody was searching for William Morgan's manuscript pages that were unfinished. That's what they were looking for. That's what Joseph Smith is not telling us. The gold plates, Knights Templar symbolism that I've been going over with you. Joseph Smith Sr., New Code, Jewish Mysticism Code with the New Israelites in Vermont. Knights Templar Code of the York Rites, Master Mason. If you know the Master Mason or the York Rites Knights Templar, you got gold treasure plates in Egyptian buried in the ground in America, where X marks the spot that we're living through right now. We've already had the first strike of the X, and we're about to have the next one in April 2024. Yep. There's gold plates in Egyptian in them there caves. And we don't even need them. Egypt has all the documents we need. I've already given you the brass plates. I still had a Russian ask me for further publication of them. It's like, I gave you guys the answers of how to do it for yourself, and you're still that lazy that you're wanting my finished product instead. Dear God. So yeah, he claims he leaves Manchester to go to Susquehanna County. And yet, he was very poor, persecution so heavy upon us, there was no probability that we would ever otherwise. In the midst of our afflictions, we found a friend. No, you'd already worked for him on his farm. And a gentleman by the name of Martin Harris. He came to us and gave me $50 to assist us on our journey. He was a resident of Palmyra. Where's Palmyra in relation to the farm? Wayne County in the state of New York. And a farm respectability. Yep, he was the money man. I was enabled to reach the place of my destination in Pennsylvania and commence the characters. In the month of February, this would be 1828, the aforementioned Martin Harris came to our place. Oh, he just came to drop by. Hey, how's it going, buddy? No! No. See, they only got to the 116 pages. Now, there's some confusing information because the church needs to push that it's Susquehanna River where Joseph Smith is at all this time. No. Because you have to go to I did a copy and paste of it. There's the Susquehanna County webpage that is kind of crucial if you're going to do accurate research. And in this, and I've already gone over this in a video, which the guy who attacked me knows. He's watched everything of mine. This is how creepy he is. He listens to all my stuff and keeps listening, even though he wants to attack me and call me names and send me death threats. Very creepy. But let's see, the font is 11.5, so hold on here. Susquehanna.org/county-information. And it goes over. It shows the original township, the county, with Harmony in it. So you can see where Harmony was in the county. And there's just some problems, as I went over in the video that I did long ago. It's because in which paragraph? Come on. Come on, guys, where is it? Oh, no, 1829. No, okay, never mind. The post office, as near the bottom, 2/3 of the way down. Lanesboro Post Office is the start of the sentence, the paragraph. Former railroad station, telegraph station, and express office, incorporated as a borough on 14 August 1889. Population 821 in 1900. Lanesboro was first called Lanesville, as named by Martin Lane. His son, Jesse Lane, changed it to Lanesboro. The post office was established in 1820 at Lanesville. The name was changed to Lanesboro in 1829. Now, did you get the dates corrected on the date chart or the date binder of different dates? Harmony was no longer called Harmony in 1820. When did Joseph Smith supposedly go there? 1828, 7, 8. Doesn't give us an exact date. He just says he takes off down there. And then February is the first date that we get, with Martin Harris. How many years has it not been harmony? Now, when you're doing code and you're wanting to hide, because William Morgan was writing a book. People were trying to have him arrested. You read William Morgan's supposed book by the Batavian Press to learn all about the duties and roles and responsibilities of a Master Mason. And so you know exactly what Joseph Smith did and his role in the disappearance of William Morgan. Yeah, it's not talked about in Wikipedia. And so Joseph Smith Sr. has to deflect everyone away from him, and yet still take on the responsibility of publishing the book for William Morgan. And so here you have an excellent opportunity, because there's 2 harmonies in Pennsylvania, until the Postal Service steps in and says, no, you can't have 2. We're making it 1 again. You're going to mess us up. And I'll likely link you to the page. I've got the web link copied and pasted also for you. And so, which harmony? Here's some more information, because we see that there's a lot of pressure, and we're assuming it's 1827. And so he finally gets the plates and is in harmony. Gerald and Sandra Tanner have a website, utlm.org/online-resources/josephsmithmethodist.htm. The Mormon Prophet Attempts to Join the Methodists by Wesley P. Walters. In June 1828. Refer to the different pages. This would be for the dates. Oh, this is when the 116 pages go missing. Joseph Smith Jr., the founder of Mormonism, joined the Methodist Church in Harmony, Pennsylvania. Huh. Didn't he have a first vision? Wasn't he told that the historical Jesus is a fraud by the historical Jesus, and that he should not become Christian? And he goes and tells his mom, I've learned for myself that Presbyterianism is not true. Which the Presbyterian preacher was only used for Alvin's funeral in 1823. Lucy Mack's diaries, in the unedited version, still, when she gets to that part where she can explain to us why she chose to be Presbyterian, because in Vermont the Smiths were Congregationalists. Remember, New Israelites. Why then was she wanting to be a Presbyterian? Well, as she tells us in her diary, I refer you to my son's account for the information, which is the 1838 version. She copied and pasted it into her diary. She would not explain what was going on. Do you think she may have known? Hilarious. And so, yeah, let's see, he related to Alexander Niebuhr, who married my cousin, a Bowen, and they have the hot springs there in Idaho, right by the Wyoming border. I don't think they should have that. I don't think it's been shut down. I did the tribute to my aunt and uncle Bowen after the death of her. But yeah, good times while I was up there at Rick's. My cousin Mike and I would go out to his sister's hot springs, take dates. Let's see. Mr. Niebuhr's diary recorded the divine warning as related by Joseph. Mr. Smith then asked, "Must I join the Methodist Church?" Well, that's not in the 1838 edition. No, they are not my people. Well, yeah, the historical Jesus is the abomination. They have gone astray, there is none that doeth good, no, not one. And that's in the Improvement Era, April 1970, page 12, in case you're wondering. So if you still have grandparents that are alive, go rummaging through their Improvement Eras, because that's what it used to be called before it became named the Ensign, and now it's whatever they're calling it now. I don't even think they're doing them anymore. Are they? Everything's online, and so I don't think anybody's even paying attention to them. And so here we have some information that the church and Joseph Smith do not tell us about. The death of the firstborn son on June 15th, 1828? Wait a minute. That's around the same time period as the lost 116 pages. Huh. And so he is joining the Methodist Church at the same time. Huh. Well, Emma is Methodist. The Hales, Methodist. Oh. 116 pages are gone. Death of the firstborn. He's seeking religious comfort. Was there a first vision? Or was it code? Let's see. She had belonged to that church since she was 7 years old. Let's see. Joseph had told his neighbor, Joshua McCoon, that his firstborn child was to translate the characters and hieroglyphs upon the plates in our language at the age of 3. Okay. And that's in the Susquehanna Register, May 1st, 1834, page 1. And so he had no plates. What's going on here? Oh yeah, Martin Harris. The whole distraction, because Sidney Rigdon's the major author. Let's see. Emma's life was also in danger with the loss of the firstborn, as it's saying here. Entirely abandoning his project of writing a book and decided to join the Methodist Church. No. Because it was the arrest that resulted in him being kicked out. Let's see, Ezra Booth. Let's see, at least Martin Harris told Reverend Ezra Booth that when he went to Pennsylvania to see Joseph about the translation, that Joseph had given it up on account of the opposition of his wife and others. Emma? She didn't want anything to do with this con? And it's not really a con. People use words to support their belief system, as I went over in that video. And Martin told Joseph, "I have not come down here for nothing. We will go on with it." What? No, he didn't. No. Because we saw that Joseph Smith said, after all this persecution, I had to go to Susquehanna from the farm. And so let's see. The young prophet's role as a Methodist member did not last very long, only 3 days according to statements made by his wife's cousins, Joseph and Hiel Lewis. But they were writing this in Illinois, Amboy, Illinois. And so the quote here, he presented himself in a very serious and humble manner, and the minister, not suspecting evil, put his name on the class book. That doesn't mean he was a member. In absence of some of the official members. Let's see. When Joseph Lewis was 21 at the time, a year and a half younger than Joseph, learned of this act, he felt Joseph's manner of life rendered him unfit to be a member. Yeah, because he learned about the arrest in 1826. Told him to either publicly ask to have his name stricken from the class book. Disciplinary action. Let's see. I, with Joshua McCoon, a local preacher at the time, I think in June 1828, heard on Saturday that Joe Smith had joined the church on Wednesday afternoon, as it was customary in those days to have circuit preaching at my father's house on weekday. We thought it was disgrace to the church to have practicing necromancer, a dealer in enchantments and bleeding ghosts in it. So on Sunday, you see how people overreact? We went to the Father's, the place of meeting that day, and got there in the session to see Smith and talked with him sometime in my father's shop before the meeting. Told him that his occupation, class looker, habits, and moral character were at variance with the discipline, that his name would be a disgrace to the church, that there should have been recantation, confession, and at least promised reformation, repentance. Just not the repentance that is defined by the definition of repentance, a second physical suffering. Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. The assassin, he gets naked and starts flogging himself. That's repentance. Yeah, Catholics didn't like that, so they changed the definition as that those certain groups within Catholicism only do that. And now it's a mental suffering instead. Changing the definitions to make it sound better. Name be stricken from the class book or stand in investigation. He chose the former, to be stricken. The former? No. Let's see. That would be the investigation. And did that very day make the request that his name be taken. The former. The latter. Yeah, okay, former. Stricken from the book. So yeah, he quit the Methodists because they were being mean to him, calling him a necromancer. That's one who speaks with the dead. Like so many other Methodist records, the early class books of Harmony, now Lanesboro Church, are lost. Are we sure it's Lanesboro? Because what do you do when the community doesn't want you? You have to leave. What did Joseph Smith say in his 1838 history? Everybody was picking on me. I had to take my wife and go to Susquehanna. This is why there were no dates put in the history. This is also why there are no records in Lanesboro, because it was not called Harmony. This guy, Wesley P. Walters, did not do a sufficient research to learn that Harmony was not called Harmony. He at least checked, but he didn't go to the one site from the county where it was established in 1820 as Lanesville. He only knew it because of its incorporation. In like 1900, right before 1900, as I read somewhere. I remember getting frustrated with this because they mix the dates. They go one date, then they go back in time, then forward in time, then back and forth. Frustrating. You need to put them in order. It's your papers. Put them in order. So, yeah, there you go for that. And yeah, that I think explains it. The next video I could do for you guys is explain how Sidney Rigdon got involved, because I'm sure all of you have heard about Pittsburgh and the post office that was shared with Solomon Spaulding, and all of you think that Solomon Spaulding's book was the original Book of Mormon. Right? Nope. It was William Morgan's book. And when you learn that Martin Harris was a member of the anti-Mason committee, okay, anti-Mason, that was 1876 Canandaigua, the whole 1827 burning down temples, Joseph Smith Sr.'s temple as a Master Mason. Yeah. So, yeah. The name of his firstborn was Alvin, after his brother who died in 1823. This is from the Deseret News. They did a little article on it. It was June 15th, 1828. Martin Harris, who had been assisting Joseph Smith in the translation of the Book of Mormon, no, it was the gift and power of God, with a rock and a hat, had left the day before for his home in Palmyra, New York. Yeah. Now do you see why they had to take him away from Palmyra? Because where's Palmyra in relation to the farm? Yeah, too close. He's on the anti-Mason committee. You take him to Harmony, north of Pittsburgh. But all hell breaks loose. Martin Harris is uncomfortable. Too much masonry. He's on the anti-Mason committee. We still see masonry in the Book of Mormon. The whole concept itself is Mason. But the 116 pages were rewritten with Joseph Smith Sr.'s Jewish mystical coding. Tree of Life. 180 years from when Joseph Smith ran for president and was assassinated. Did that video too. That one did not get a lot of attention. So, there you have it. So yeah, we don't need to tie Sidney Rigdon because he was in a township right close by, and he was there in Pittsburgh, and they clearly knew each other, because there's even a SidneyRigdon.com that goes over all the life of Sidney Rigdon, showing the actual Baptist documents and minutes of the meetings and stuff. This is a very intense website for Sidney Rigdon. But yeah, they even claim that the Book of Mormon came from Sidney Rigdon's Solomon Spaulding manuscript. This is primary source information from back in the day. So, let's see. Which one was this? Oh yeah, this is the Baptist Church for Sidney Rigdon. Because I was doing Rigdon research. Because I was trying to find out the place where he lived next to Harmony, Pennsylvania. Eventually found it, but found other stuff as well. Saddle sore. So there you go. That's how you do research. That's how. Yeah, we were going to. Yeah, we were going to go over the sale of the land, because 1828 June is when Joseph Smith is going through those problems. Son dies, Methodists reject him, and he has to leave Harmony. You can't stay. They don't want you there. You're a necromancer, is what they're calling you. Yeah, you can't stay in that town. And he had to take the Hales with him. Yeah, Dad already didn't like you for eloping with his daughter. And now you pull this stunt? You take him out of his church? So, the terrorist, in thinking that he was confounding me, because he had listened to my video where I said he never even replies to defend the church. It's just to attack me. Well, guess what he pulled? He's listening. He said that this agreement with Isaac Hale in the Joseph Smith Papers, 6 April 1829, is proof I'm a fraud. I just went over with you in great detail how you've had everything all arranged to identify that they had to go to the farm from Harmony when the Methodists said, yeah, we don't want your kind here. And at the farm, we get revelations from Harmony, Pennsylvania, Section 3 and Section 10. And Joseph loses the gift of translation. And yet, it's after 6th of April, 1829, when Joseph Smith finally gets back to work on it. He's got to rewrite the whole thing. Wow, that's quick. Oh, I was going to also find out how much it costs. I didn't look that up. How much did it cost to publish a book in 1830? How much did it cost to print the Book of Mormon? They must have known. Let's see the cost. Moon's Rare Books, first edition of Mormon history. Okay, let's see. The Rising of Publishing in America, That's management.upn.edu. It's a PDF. Price at $8 in an edition of 3,000. 55 plates. Notice plates. Plates are required to publish a book back then? What are plates for? Let's see. Beginnings of the reprint trade, Revolutionary War, 1782, 1780, 1784, 1789, 84. Whoa! Okay, here we have, he was proud of his craft, and so in 1784 and 1785, he imported $9,000 worth of new type from Charleston and others on the credit extended to him by the Worcester merchants. Wow. So that comes important handy, but that's not the actual publication cost. It's the stuff to print. Maybe we'll have to see what the church said the cost of the publishing was. Wasn't it a couple thousand? But I use this source because it's not related to the church at all. This is just a regular document talking about the cost of publications. The Woolpore store in 1811 was valued at $18,000. So, yeah, this is necessary to confirm. Let's see, it was Wayne Sentinel announced that the Book of Mormon was now on sale at the Grandin's bookstore. This is the Wikipedia site for the Book of Mormon historic publication site. And let's see, Grandin. Publication of the Book of Mormon. $3,000 security payment for 5,000 copies. Mortgage his farm. Martin Harris mortgaged his farm. So yeah, it required Martin Harris to sell his farm for $3,000 security payment, effectively ending his marriage. Gotta consult your wife, but then you'll never get anything done. And let's see, the Book of Mormon sold for $58,000. In 2000, another copy was sold. Okay, yeah, we don't want this. No. So, yeah. It doesn't say the total cost, it just says the security payment of $3,000. Alright, so then so listen to this. 6 April 1829, Joseph Smith was unsuccessful as a money digger. He had to elope and pay whatever charge to elope with, and so he's poor. He even says so in his history, 1838, very poor. And this agreement is with Isaac Hale, Emma's father. This agreement made and concluded on this 6th day of April, Anno Domini 1800, and 29 between Isaac Hale of the township of Harmony in the county of Susquehanna and state of Pennsylvania. What? This is supposed to be a contract, and they're listing the wrong name of the town. Huh. And I'm seeing signed seal by Isaac Hale. Yeah, it wasn't actually given to the township. It was just a contract between Isaac Hale and Joseph Smith. Oliver Cowdery and Samuel H. Smith were the ones who notarized it. Signed, sealed, and delivered in presence of Oliver H.P. Cowdery, Samuel H. Smith. Huh. Keeping it in the family. So you see what they did. Joseph Smith is in Harmony, Pennsylvania. Not Old Harmony, which is Lanesville, before it became Lanesboro. Or was it Lanesboro before Lanesville? No, Lanesville first. There's the thing with the Methodists. Yeah, they don't want his kind, and Hales have to leave too. So guess what the Hales have to do? They have to find a new place to live too. But they all go to the Smith farm. Revelations are given. Okay, you are no longer involved in this, Joseph. Daddy's taking over the rewriting of the 116 pages. This is in June 1828. So yeah, it did take a little bit longer to finish the Book of Mormon than just the months in 1829. Huh. But do you see what they're doing here? They knew Harmony, Susquehanna was once the name. And so they're doing the shell game. Oh, no, not that Harmony, this Harmony, which is not Harmony anymore. And we're now claiming it's still Harmony, because who would have ever thought to have checked? Who would have ever thought to have had all the different pages set up to do the research with? So this is what his plan was, is to create a cover story. That it's no longer Harmony north of Pennsylvania, north of Pittsburgh, which was in between Sidney Rigdon and the farm, because Sidney Rigdon got 116 pages written from the William Morgan manuscript, because you got to get it as far away from the farm as possible. Everybody's looking for it. Everybody wants that document that William Morgan disappeared for. And Joseph Smith Sr., as the Master Mason, promised to finish it. They knew Sidney Rigdon. He's over in Ohio. Great. And actually, he moved back to Ohio in 1826, which is interesting. But, so they had known him prior to his move. And, as a result, Joseph Smith isn't doing any more with the book. He's out of the picture. Sidney Rigdon's the major author. Joseph Smith Sr. has to rewrite the 116 pages that Martin Harris destroyed. Went back up to his buddies in the Anti-Mason Committee, and so that's not good. Fortunately, Senior was smart enough to have Junior be the one to do a book. Because if it was Senior, how are they going to get away with this time? And so, Joseph Smith Jr. is banished. And here's the agreement sale. Get out of here. And so Isaac Hale buys the land and then sells some of it to Joseph Smith Sr. We need Isaac Hale's purchase sale of that land. Where's that one? Oh, it's not in the Joseph Smith papers? How inconvenient. And so, let's do a Google search just to make sure. Isaac Hale. Let's say it's Hales, isn't it? Harmony, PA, land purchase record. There's the agreement with Isaac Hale. Ensign Peak Foundation. Let's see, there's the photo. Joseph and Emma purchased 13 acres from Emma's father. There is no extant record of Emma ever seeing her parents again. Isaac and Elizabeth Hale in their, let's see, that's the josephsmithjr.org. Hale purchased 150 acres. Okay, hold on here, guys. September. Travelers complained in letters. What travelers? Puddles on the Harmony Turnpike, Western New York, urban areas of southern Pennsylvania, thoroughfare was busy. Silas Gilderslev wrote his family on September 18th, 1823, after traveling the turnpike. Let's see, Pennsylvania, Susquehanna Valley. 55-year-old Josiah Stoll had a wagon full of men from the vicinity of Palmyra, New York. In Harmony Township, it wasn't called Harmony, so it would have to be Harmony. Silver mining. In the valley. 19-year-old Joseph Smith. See, this is the josephsmithjr.org, so there's bias here. But we can glean potential truth from this. 4 miles south of Colesville. Where's the purchase of the farm? Steward, eccentric man. Oh man, this could be long. Isaac and Elizabeth Hale moved from Vermont to Pennsylvania. It is Hale, not Hales, as I just noticed. Move west, the headquarters. Alright. So this is going to take some time to look through. I'm not seeing any documentation here at all. They're not doing any well, there's a reference. There's 32. David Hale. That's not Isaac Hale. This is way earlier. Maybe they did go to... Interesting. That would be something to check. But that's another video for another time, and I'm over an hour. But yeah, this is... Let's see, the farm, both Isaac, Elizabeth's family, New Haven County, Connecticut? New Haven? Huh. I've been to that church on my mission. Okay, there we go. Rose letter. It's 32-ish. Letter from J.B. Buck to Emily Blackman, as cited in Blackman, History of Susquehanna County. So why are they calling it Harmony? Because they're not calling it a Harmony, any of this. I am not seeing Harmony. I'm seeing Susquehanna County, Susquehanna County, Susquehanna County, Susquehanna County. Now, apparently a guy named Blackman did a book on it. Books are not primary source documents. So letters are primary source close documents. They could be hearsay because people are always capable of making mistakes, wrong places, wrong times, wrong events. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything with Harmony. Huh. Interesting. Endless Mountain Home. Yeah. They don't call it Harmony. I'm not seeing Harmony anywhere. Okay, they're the Harmony Turnpike across the Pennsylvania state line. But that's not the township. There we go. A group Harmony Township. That's 5. Yeah, see, this is incorrect information. Because at 1820, according to Susquehanna County online site, 1820 it was renamed. And so this Joseph Smith Jr. is imposing incorrect information here. But yeah, they're trying to say that it was the Harmony Township there in Susquehanna. I do believe they've made a mistake in joining the two. Interesting. Because yeah, let's see, because the latest date is robbed and murdered the previous year on March 11th, 1824. The headstone made by Eclectic Man included visual symbols from Harper's life. As the group rattled closer to Harmony Township, they traveled the last section of the turnpike in an experience described by a letter newspaper reporter as being rolled in a barrel. It wasn't called Harmony. So, it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Alright, that's it. So, I can't confirm incorrect information. That's why you have to have everything set up. You have to fact check yourself. I can't confirm it. So, sorry. That's what the evidence leads us to when we put those pieces into the puzzle. Is that the William Morgan incident caused Joseph Smith to need to finish the book. He decided, I'm going to have Junior be the front man. We need money. We can't have the Batavian Press do it because they're going to find out. So they publish a book about Joseph Smith Sr. as a master mason, and Junior gets to distract the money man, who he worked on the farm of Martin Harris, and takes him to Harmony, north of Pittsburgh, the township of Harmony, with the Hales, with the Methodists, and it's halfway between Sidney Rigdon and the farm. So Sidney Rigdon's working on the manuscript pages of William Morgan, gets to 116. Oliver Cowdery travels from helping Sidney Rigdon to Joseph Smith, drops him off. Here you go, here's the first 116 pages. Make sure you have a sheet so that Martin Harris doesn't see that you don't have plates. He already suspects you're doing it with a rock and a hat. And Joseph Smith blows it. The pages that Martin Harris is copying, with Joseph Smith reading from the originals, he destroys. And he's going back to Palmyra. Joseph's son Alvin dies, goes to the Methodists. Yeah, we don't want your kind. Get out. Leave. Joseph Smith says, I had to leave. I went to Susquehanna River. He's at the farm, though. And at the farm is the revelations claimed to be from Harmony. Again, you have to distance yourself. You can't show that Joseph Smith went back to the farm. Because that's what you do. You're kicked out. You took the Hales with you. So they're all there at the farm. Or maybe the Hales, well, no, because Senior would have known and used the Harmony as the other place. Unless, if I checked, if that was the home and then Isaac had moved away to the other Harmony. Because that's a possibility. But I can't confirm it because the one page is incorrect. That site is incorrect information. I can't justify it. Because they should have known, if they're going through the original documents, that Harmony Township was no longer Harmony Township. That the only Harmony Township was north of Pittsburgh. And so it's not the Susquehanna River. And so Senior has to figure all this out. You see it in Section 3 and Section 10. Section 10 especially. He's already got it figured out what he's going to do to fix what Junior messed up. And so Sidney Rigdon says, hey, Solomon Spaulding's manuscript. Let's use that as the overarching template to fit in what you want to have put in. Great. And it's interesting, the Baptist site says that Sidney Rigdon stole the Solomon Spaulding manuscript. No, he was dead. He didn't pay for it. The publishing company can't publish it. They don't have the money for the publishing. The guy's dead. There's nothing they can do with it. And so they can only give it away. Sidney Rigdon is a collector of books. He plagiarizes because of the accident he had in his youth, as explained by his brother. And so he was perfect for the job. He knew how to create sermons from other people's works. There was a guy who got busted in the news the other day. 170 sermons or something like that had to be taken down, destroyed, because they were all plagiarism. Just remember that. Yeah, he didn't steal it. He just acquired it because the press couldn't do anything with it. And so it's not stolen. And that's why they used that book instead of William Morgan's manuscript pages. And so now you see how Oliver Cowdery was involved, because Senior got Joseph out of the way, put him over into Harmony Susquehanna River as the distraction to keep away from all that happened Harmony, north of Pennsylvania, or Pittsburgh, in between Sidney Rigdon and Joseph Smith. He needed to do more distancing because Joseph's blunder. And so there you have it. Martin Harris would have known. And all he says is that Joseph Smith used the rock and a hat, and it was later when he reported back on it. So he wasn't thinking to expose which Harmony. So, alrighty. This is longer than I wanted. I forgot to bring it up, because how much did it cost to buy this land out in Harmony, Susquehanna River? Let's see. Aforementioned witnesses, Isaac Hale hereby covenants and agrees to sell and convey to the said Joseph Smith Jr. He has no money. His heirs, executors, administrators are assigned by good of deeds and guaranteed price of partial land. Appearances situated lying between the township of Harmony and county of Susquehanna River, Pennsylvania. They needed to secure this place as the place. Described by followers of Port Knights Bank and Susquehanna River, thence north, half a degree, the post, 20 perches, place, anchors, 80 rods, same or less, $200. That's a lot of money, because I was going over how much publication cost. Was it 3,000 that I said? 2,000? 3,000? Where did he get the money from? And why didn't he use that to publish the Book of Mormon? Because the whole time, they eventually leave this home to go to the Whitmers to finish the book, supposedly. It's already finished by then, or nearing completion. And so again, the Whitmers are now being used as the cover with Oliver Cowdery to make sure that nothing goes wrong with Junior. And of course, Oliver Cowdery then takes a liking to one of the girls. I think her name was Elizabeth, wasn't it? Elizabeth Whitmer, something like that. And eventually marries her. So, yeah. Yep. When you hang around a woman, you tend to like her. It's just how women are. The magical power of a woman. Alrighty. That's it. So, yeah. What's he doing? If he's wanting to get the book published, why is he buying a home? He has places to go and stay. So yeah, this was all a cover, the purchase of the land, to distract from Harmony, the real Harmony.